Okay, so I think it's time to start. So hope everyone gone through the videos, right? The first video, which basically speaks about the introduction with a very common example. Yeah, so if you have any doubts in that particular video or the understanding of that particular example, we'll try to take the doubts first on that. Once we get the understanding of the example, I'll just relate to blockchain. And also at the end of this particular session, third aspect I can say, where we'll be understanding how this CBSE blockchain works, so that you will be able to understand why the blockchain is really required and what is the problem that it is going to solve. Yeah. So any doubts on the same, the first example? So everyone understood, like the friend's example of recording the expenses and that being shared in each of their node. Commonly we can call it as a smartphone. Yeah, and if anyone wants to change any record, it doesn't allow because it is something which is shared across all the people, and thus it provides security. The first thing, where none of the parties than the parties who are actually involved in that network, I mean the friends group, only will be able to access. Yeah, so all these basics are clear, or anyone has any doubt on this? Anyone, you can simply unmute and you can put your doubts. Yeah, thank you, Bhavya. Yeah. So no one has any questions on that? Okay, so if that's the case, we'll just relate that. Yeah, go ahead. I'll be starting. I haven't started it, but yes, we'll also be discussing on the reason of that being established as on the top of blockchain. And I mean, before that, I'm just discussing all the basics, like the example. Yeah. And do you have any doubts on that CBS also? You can simply ask now, no problem. Yeah, okay. And yesterday in one of the group, we got a question like why such a CBSE is in need of establishing a system on the top of blockchain. We are already having centralized databases. So you can say in each of these educational websites or universities, they are already providing such a service where you can simply put a roll number of a person, probably a student, and you can get the certificate verified, right? So agree with me, it's already there, right? A central databases which is hosted by the respective colleges, the respective universities, and where public like us, maybe the employers, the corporates, they can simply verify. Correct? Yeah. Exactly. Great questions. Yes, this is something I'm expecting. Correct. We do have all such facilities. Yeah. Well, great to start. Yeah, I think a few people are joining and we'll be discussing on the same in a minute. Yeah. Okay, so any more questions on the similar lines? The first thing is why. We already have a lot of facilities that can be like a app store, like we have this DigiLocker as an application, or even directly they are being provided on the websites of these corporates, or the colleges. Yeah, you are audible. Okay, sure, definitely I'll take the example of Thank My Farmer, which is a very good use case on supply chain management from IBM blockchain. I'll be talking, but post this CBSE. Yeah, good question. Exactly. Then the next best thing is from Walmart. The first thing is from IBM, I would say, and the next best thing is from Walmart. And of course, both are related to agriculture, agri-products, you can say. Yeah, good. Okay, I'll also cover that in this particular session. Yeah, and we have a time limit 45 minutes, and if at all a meeting ends without some conclusions, we can immediately join the same link. I'll just, it's a recurring meeting, I'll just reinitiate it so that you will be able to join. Yeah, that's a disclaimer, I just want to put it. Okay, so here comes the first thing. Let us justify the CBSE's approach first. Okay, so for that I'm trying to share my screen. Just a minute and confirm once it is visible. So just to give you a basic before showing that CBSE, Let me tell you the common example that we are facing right now. That can be verifying educational credentials or verifying the experience credentials. When I say education, it is something related to studies, colleges and all. When I say experience, it is related to your previous job employment records. Correct? Now, just let me know your views. Say for example, you are a HR, okay, and a guy has approached you with so and so certifications, and of course you are supposed to do the background check, right? Correct? This is a common practice, not something extraordinary that you are doing. Well, so in this process, what are the various difficulties that you are facing in the process of verifying the credentials of a prospective employee? And when I say credentials, education plus previous experience, what sort of difficulties you are facing? Can I get some comments? I can say you are spending a lot of time, of course, because you need to reach a lot of colleges, lot of previous employers' official email IDs. You'll be sending them official emails, and you need to wait, of course, till they reply. Correct? So that I can say the first thing is the time. You are spending a lot of time to verify that as a HR I'm talking about. Correct? Agree with me? Since it's a close, yeah, thank you. Since it's a closer forum, you can unmute and you can express your views. Yeah, this is the first thing. And the second thing is, even I'm also spending some cost. Because when I say cost, we are employing some third-party authority or the third-party agency who will do all these checks for us. Correct? No, that is also quite happens. Yeah, just a minute, I'm admitting someone. Correct? So this is the next. Exactly what I can say, trust. Correct. 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 So till now I got 4 points. I think we covered 4 points. First thing is the time. Of course, we are waiting for them to reply, so that only we can proceed. Second thing is the cost, where we are depending on some third parties to do it for us. Despite we doing that, we are not sure of the result because of the trust issues. Correct? That's the third thing. Fourth thing, as someone told, I'm not sorry, I didn't remember the name. It's about the multiple databases spread across respective states. Yeah. So these are the 4 issues. Apart from that, any other issue? And I'm typing in the chat the fourth, the fifth, and the most important issue. Any guess? False records. When I say false records, it doesn't mean only the copy that you are submitting. It also includes data modifications in the database. Correct? I can deploy a hacker. I can get the job done by modifying my name or my educational credentials or experience credentials in that particular database which is maintained by the state. Can it happen? Because it's a centralized database. If they target a single database, I can get it modified in my name. Maybe I'm applying for a higher position, which I'm in a position to pay to that hacker also. That's not a big amount for me. Correct? So I'll pay some ransom and get it done. So that even though they are seeing these databases directly on the websites, they'll get my name, they'll get so and so qualifications against me which are already modified. Correct? So these are the 5 major problems. Anything else that we missed? So that we'll all cover all this and we'll justify with the blockchain example or the use case. Anything else? So cost, time, trust, multiple database we need to look into, and that too, even though we are relying on a databases, that is something wrong because that records are already falsified. Yeah, these are the 5 major problems we are facing, and the same things you can apply to both educational credentials as well as experience credentials. They're also same. A person comes to you and says that he is having so and so experience in a company of so and so brand of so and so location. Hardly what you can do right now is send a mail to the particular HR in that particular company. If these both are friends, that HR will tell that okay, this is he has actually worked in my company without he being worked. That's the first thing. Second thing, you are referring to some tedious aspects like the form 16 and all. You will be verifying if you know these sort of taxation aspects, correct? If the HR knows this, even there also they are modifying. I'll just submit my falsified or modified PDF, which is a modified form 16, correct? So everything is happening. Even the next best drill down, checking the bank statement for salary, this also I can do, because no employer will ask you for your bank ID password to download the statement and see himself. No, hardly he can ask is the statement. Oh, what's happened? I'm not able to see my laptop. Yeah, got it. It was stuck. I don't know what is the reason. Okay, yeah, correct. Now here comes the blockchain, which eliminates all these things. Let us see how. Okay, so that we'll get a justification on why they are opting only blockchain. The first thing is time. So here in a blockchain system, we are not required to trust anyone. We are not required to wait for anyone's reply. Yeah, it's simply a database which is already available, which is easily accessible by all these parties. That can be colleges, schools, the companies, corporates, everyone. Yeah, so they can verify and they can get the information whether the candidate has actually studied there, actually worked there. Okay, this is not something adding the trust, but time factor is considered, right? And this is again, I'll justify, this is something which is workable with central databases also, the DigiLocker or for that matter. Okay, this is the first thing. Second thing is the cost. So here you are not required to deploy any third party. Well, so you can directly do it yourself. It's just a web link. In fact, I'll show the CBSE link also. We'll open directly the page and see what information they are asking. So that's all about the deployment of third party verifications, and also the cost involved is getting saved. And of course, the most important thing, which is trust. With this, you will be able to justify that we need blockchain. Well, so let us see how. So here, instead of database being stored in a single location, the same copy of data is being stored at multiple locations. Correct? That's the very essence of any blockchain. Agreed? So similarly, here also in the example of CBSE, they have minimum 4 nodes as per their official announcement. I think you can see in the screen as well. I'll show you. Those nodes, or simply call it as databases, call it as computers which are storing this data. I mean, the credentials of these experience or education certificates are being stored at 4 different places. I'll show you. One is in Jaipur, one is in Bangalore. Just a minute, I'm not getting that particular screen. Okay, fine. I'll let you know. But as of now, I can say that these database is not being stored at a single place. Rather, it is being stored at 4 different databases. So how this benefits or how this provides the trust? Let me tell you. When we say about the trust of what we want to have an unaltered copy, a true copy, an unhackable copy. Correct? So since they are relying on 4 different nodes, the trust is being provided because no one can modify the data in a single copy. Okay, let me give you a very, very basic example to understand this, how these nodes are able to help us to bring in the trust. Yeah, so say for example, I'm Prem Kazi. I don't have any valid credentials, but I want to make it. I want to somehow make believe my new employer that I have worked in so-and-so company, or I have so-and-so qualifications, CA. Okay. So now what I'll do, I'll pay my hacker and ask him that please modify my data in the database. Now what he will do, first he will target Jaipur node. Okay, that's the database which is there in Jaipur location. He will try to modify the data. Once he tries to modify and enters CA degree against my name, the database will check with other nodes which are across Delhi, Bangalore and say Hyderabad, for example. Okay, it will immediately on real time, once a data has been modified in any of the node, it will verify with what other nodes are speaking about. Other nodes are having the data on a real time, and that particular database or the node will come to know that this is something false because the other 3 copies are not speaking the same. The other copies are having Prem is only 10th, not CA. But this Jaipur node has a data record where Prem is having CA. Now the network will verify what went wrong and it will seek the voting. So here if it seeks for voting, what is the result? 3 nodes will speak that Prem is not a CA. 1 node, which is Jaipur node, will speak that Prem is a CA, and you know the result. Jaipur node will be erased, that particular record will be disabled, or I can say left over, and it will be replaced with what majority are speaking. Got the essence? Up to here it's clear, or any doubts in this? You can ask me any question on this particular concept. This is called, I can say, there is a technical term for this. It's a I'm not getting that. Give me a minute. It's some sort of gossip protocol. Sorry, gossip protocol is the right term. Yeah. So the network's nodes will try to communicate all the time. What is the true copy? This happens every second, every time, so that only the majority decision will be voted. Yeah, go ahead. How that can happen? Like Jaipur is correct, others are wrong. You mean you can give your own reason for this? Yeah. Perfect. 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 So that's the data entry part. Correct? It's a fresh creation. Maybe you are recording or you are updating a record. So that time the agreement is different. It's basically like you are entering some sort of data, and all the validators who are there, no, they will also verify and say this is the fresh record to be entered. Got it? So once you exactly. See, you are responsible for Jaipur node. I am responsible for Bangalore node, or so and so person is responsible for Hyderabad node. So before you entering the data, we all will agree. Correct? We all will agree. We all will agree that this is something which is true, and we all will vote that okay, premises CA, premises CA, premises CA. Then it updates for all the 4 nodes. Correct? Whereas in the hack, yeah. Perfect. This is this is something which is the second reason I expected from the previous question, but yeah, I think you asked it on the right time. Well, let us take the simple same example. Say for example, I understood because hacker is also educated, and now he wants to hack all the 3 systems. Or since I told voting, no, more than 51%, which is 3 out of 4. Correct? Now let us see. To do this, no, he needs a lot of hashing power. Well, and one more example, hashing power is something technical. We are not yet introduced to the term. Leave it. Let me tell you in a further simple way. Okay, to do this now, what he is supposed to have is, he is supposed to hack all these systems at a single second, single time, single fraction of seconds. Correct, no? Which is highly impossible. Because with his computational power, with his hacking power, he might get into some or the other nodes, not majority of the nodes. Yeah. And since you are touching the core part, I want to tell you, the lesser the nodes, the higher the chance of hacking. Whatever you told, no, it is possible, but whether there is a feasibility, 99% no, 1% yes. So that only Bitcoin blockchain is spread across lakhs and lakhs of nodes spread across the world. So any single person, even a group of miners will never be in a position to hack more than 50% of the existing nodes. Yeah. Of course. Correct. Exactly. And just to tell you, here also, no, we got lot of encryption mechanisms as well. Compared to those periods, and also the models changed. The Bitcoin blockchain is something which is public, so that only people are able to at least try for hacking. Okay. Whereas here, if you see CBSE example, this is not something public blockchain. Rather, it is a federated blockchain or a private blockchain. So that it is highly impossible for anyone to touch these databases because they don't have any access. Correct? So again, that sort of access controls also will come into picture in these private blockchain systems or enterprise blockchain applications. Yeah. Actually, bro, there is a disturbance in the audio. You can type better. Hmm. Actually, Venkatesh, completely losing the audio. Can you simply type? uh, yeah. Even now also we are not able to get it. Yeah. I think I had a question from Shivangi. Yeah. Just a minute. I'll answer this Shivangi question, and you can definitely, Bhavya. Yeah. Can the nodes in blockchain also compute the data that it is stored? So basically, can it work like a distributed computing system? Yes, today. Shivangi, I didn't get the question. Like, you are basically confirming that. Yeah. Hmm. Hmm. Perfect. 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 I can say one way, blockchain, if you see, that's a database. Okay, it's simply, when you say blockchain, we all need to imagine it as a database only. Whatever calculations you are asking, whatever queries you are putting, that will be taken care by the programming languages, which will refer to this database and get the result. Yeah. So blockchain. Definitely. Even now also it is there. When someone see, I'll take a very simple example. We are verifying, right? We are verifying the credentials, right? By putting this student roll number, student name, and all. Correct, no? Then how it is happening? We already have the queries designed on the top of blockchain, and it is functioning when you are asking for it, the records, whether he is possessing so and so educational qualification or not. I'm just replacing that with calculations, nothing else. Yeah. So the presentation layers, the calculation facilities are already there. Only thing I'm going to clarify here is that all this works on the top of blockchain. It's not the blockchain feature. Blockchain is simply a database. Got it? On the top of which these calculations are being made by existing solutions. Great. Yeah, can you be on mute? I mean, people who are not asking the questions. Thank you. Yeah, Bhavya, you can ask your question. Then I'll take the Venkat question. Well, correct. Huh. Hmm. 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 Perfect. Perfect. So the answer to both the questions is blockchain is not a lie detector. Okay, blockchain is not a lie detector. It will never show you what is exact happened. What is something entered, it will show you. Correct. See, if you are bribing a people, the node owner, things will definitely go wrong. Correct. So blockchain is a mechanism where once the data is entered, it will never be corrupted. It will never be, once the true copy is entered, it can never be compromised. But if you are doing all these extraordinary scenarios, bribing them, technology is not the solution for that. Correct. And also I think they will certainly expand this initially, since it is a very initial phases. They have taken these 4 nodes only, and also there are various types of nodes also. When we talk about the concept of nodes, we will be discussing this. I can say these 4 are active nodes or full nodes. There will be other nodes also, or the validator nodes or even inactive nodes kind of thing. I think that count will be high than only 4. Yeah, we'll further explore the use case. And you got the answer right. So if at the data entry point you are already corrupted and you are entering the corrupt data, blockchain will not will show you that only. But what blockchain can add value is here. It will show you that you have already modified the data. Since you are the owner who is entering the data now, it will fix the accountability on you. stating that I got this information from so and so person. If anything wrong, he is the culprit. Correct? No, that sort of accountability it can bring, but it's not a lie detector at the same point of time. And this is something I need to make it very clear. Got it? If you are entering true copy, that will be true forever. If you are entering false, that will be false forever. But you will be responsible for that because blockchain speaks that particular metadata, the details. Yeah, thank you, Bhavya, for a very valid question, and I just want all of you to understand the question. Blockchain is not a lie detector. If you are entering something false, it will show you that. If you are entering something true, it will show you that. It will never allow you to modify unless you pass a reverse entry in case of accounts. Unless you pass a an update record by taking the approvals of all of them, if in case of transaction data like these certificates. Yeah, very good question, Bhavya, and we'll get more clarity on further when we discuss about the nodes, all these concepts. Yeah, and now I'll take the Venkat question, and we have 15 minutes further, so you can put the questions and we can soon finish it off. Yeah, Venkat, if one node is hacked, will other nodes get an alert that the hacking attack is happening? That's what they call gossip protocol. Yeah, that's what it's not an alert kind of thing, rather it will communicate across all these nodes. Okay, my copy shows this, what is your copy showing? And this is the kind of alert in our language. Yeah, so as here in this scenario I can put it simply, yes, communication will be established on real time across these nodes. That's the first question. Yeah, second, Venkat, that is clear, right? Yeah, you can say yes. Thank you. Say one node is altered and 3 nodes on majority are showing the true copy. Will there be investigation on that node and why? Exactly, that's what. It already started investigation and it will get into conclusion on the same fraction of a second. As simple as that. It doesn't wait why it happened, when it happened, and no. What you are speaking, okay, 3 nodes are telling Prem is CA or not a CA. 1 node is saying Prem is CA. Katham. Leave it. Erase this data. Get that particular 3 nodes data synced to my node. Task is done. That's it. As simple as that. Exactly. It will get erased and simultaneously it will get synced up with 3 other nodes. Updated. Correct. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you, Venkat. Once again, a very valid question that gives more clarity. Yeah. And we have 10 minutes. I think I told you now I'll be showing this particular I can say the website. Yeah, this is the CBSE website to verify these particular things, and you can see very good name, ABCD, academic blockchain documents. Awesome, that is. Okay, so this is what they are justifying. Even they are clearly pointing it out the challenges, and that is something which we have already covered, where it says that one of the challenges faced in admission process is, I mean, that can be in India or abroad, wherever, verification of academic documents produced by the candidate, of course. Correct? That's the first thing. Second thing, the verification of the correctness and genuineness of this document with the concerned universities or boards required considerable effort and processing time. Both the things. You need to spend time, you need to spend your efforts. Hence, most of the times, the institutes and companies insist on producing the original documents. I think this is something we missed. Even though we do have all these things, people doesn't trust these systems and they want only original documents. Correct, no? Even though there is a facility from my own college, even though they have sent a mail to my HR or my college principal, they'll also ask me to submit the original copy. Completely original copy, no Xerox, no nothing, no soft copy. Show me the original, take it in the next second. Correct? That sort of checks are also there. Yeah, this is also one major problem. Yeah, so to address all these things, they are relying on a trust-based system, which is blockchain. Yeah, and just to add, guys, here we have verified. And I think Shivangi question comes here. See, this is the interaction layer, the query layer. So once I click verify now, I am not sure why it is not responding. Let me refresh. Just a minute, I am refreshing. Yeah. So once you click on verify now, yeah, see, it is being asked these questions. Like, I mean, as of now, they also made it clear only class 10, class 12 data is available. So I'm just selecting that, and I need to enter the roll number, exam year, whatever. So this query is interacting with the underlying blockchain database. And certainly, yes, calculations under what you are expecting, no, that will be done by these layers with the underlying information which is on the blockchain. So that you will get who is first, who is second, who is third, what is the average, all the statistic functions. Yeah. Shivangi, is that clear? Hope no one is in the waiting area. Right. Okay. Thank you. Yeah, thank you, thank you. Yeah, so this is the way the website is working, and I recommend you to go through this website. It's just a single page, hardly you can see about ABCD is only this single page. Just go through, and what I can say, or what I want to explore is, they haven't spoken about technicalities like what blockchain they are using, and what consensus mechanism they are using. This is something new. We'll learn it. What exactly is the consensus mechanism? So that and all will be. No, I'll tell you. See, hackers can only play with databases, not with the queries. Even though they modified the query, the data is not modified. No, maybe you will get a different result. That's it. If you ask maybe the average of 100 people, if they modify the query, you will get an average of 50 people or 75 people. But the data is not modified. Yeah. No. No, this also will be on the blockchain database only. I mean, on the top of that layers only. See, it all depends on the firewall that you are using, or those sort of things come into picture. Yeah. Perfect, perfect. So when I say storage, is it like the certificate copies we are expecting will be stored on the blockchain? Correct, no? That's what we are expecting, no? Exactly. That's first thing. That's the basic thing that we need to understand. So here blockchain, no, only the hash will be saved. Only the hash. What exactly is hash? We'll definitely see in the subsequent sessions. Only the hash of the certificate will be saved. And that's what, when I say technical, they haven't mentioned that. So it's not the copy of a PDF or image file of certificate that is going to be saved on the blockchain. That will be saved on other layer 2 solutions, or I can say IPFS. Again, that's a technical technical things to talk in the first session. But yes. Exactly. Somewhere else in the layer 2 solutions or IPFS. Yeah, which we can call it as a on-chain. South Korea is the, I can say, one of the initial countries that has already implemented this. And let me tell you guys, I think this is the right time to show you my blog as well. So here I'll search education, or I'll search certificates. Okay, let us see how many use cases will come. And this is my own blog, and today I posted 199th use case, just 10 minutes before this particular session. Yeah, so simply I typed certificate. Let us see how many results will come, so that I can show you what colleges, what countries have already used this. Just a minute, let it get loaded. Yeah, I think it's done. Okay, so CBSE, which we already covered. Yeah, see, blockchain based educational certificates. Okay, so I'll keep it open so that we'll see which country, which college, and we have see Korea. Sorry. That's the ID. That's the ID. Correct. Correct. Very good question. Very good. That's not the blockchain. That's a certificate ID. Simply sequence serial number. Okay. But certainly they can certainly do it with the. They should. They should. Yeah. No. See, you will be verifying the hash of the certificate only, and that you will be getting clarity in the subsequent sessions how we are going to verify. I'll tell you with the hash example that time. Yeah. So how the function works is like, you will enter all the information in this certificate that candidate is already showing you. Yeah. And once you enter that thing in the database, it will compute the hash. Okay. That hash will be matched with the hash that is existing in the blockchain database. If these both are matching, then it says the certificate is valid. Yeah, that's what. Even you can still maintain that, but that is not the basis for verification, because Exactly. See, certificate ID is something which is really required because you at the end you need to know how many people have qualified. Correct? No, that's the serial number. Yeah, that will be there. Serial number will be there. This is something the verification mechanism works this way with the contents of the certificates, with the credentials of the people. Yeah, not with the ID or whatever. Correct. A sort of happens in the back end. Exactly, and that happens in the back end, not with the ID directly. Yeah. And just to facilitate this, they will be providing some sort of QR code, barcode kind of things. But in the backend, actual process happens this way. When you, I'll tell you, just imagine. There is already a use case where you can see COVID certificates are on the blockchain, correct? And how that is happening? Once you scan that QR code, no, the QR code contains all the contents of certificate, no. Now the contents are converted into hash. Now that hash is being verified with the hash which is there in the blockchain. If both are matches, the certificate is valid. Correct? Yeah. That's only representation for you, not for database verification. Okay, that's the simply presentation. That's it, nothing else to do with the verification. Yeah, thank you. And team, we are just 1 minute. I'll do one thing. I'll close this particular session. If you have any other questions, I'll reopen the. You can join the subsequent session. Okay, so that the recording also will be clear. Okay, so join in 1 minute. I'm just closing this and restarting the session. Just 30 seconds.